Hello, this is Daniel Bland. Today, I'm here to review the planning that is in place for a potential health related school closure. I'd like to begin by reminding us all of our mission. It's every student, every day, every opportunity, everywhere. This will present certain challenges, but together we will work through them. I'd like to begin by quickly reviewing how we can keep our schools healthy. Please provide instruction to your students. There are many, many terrific videos out there on how to properly clean your hands. We're reminded that we need to avoid close contact with those who are sick and for us to stay home when we are sick. And there are also many videos that can be used to provide instruction on hygienic means for avoiding the spread of disease when coughing and sneezing. Finally, I'd like to remind everyone to be on the lookout for students or staff members who appear feverish, to have a cough, or shortness of breath. If you have any concerns, please refer them to your school's nurse. The school district has taken many actions to prevent the need for closure, as you can see here. Enhanced cleaning, tracking of classrooms where flu-like symptoms have been reported, close coordination with our partners in the health community, and ongoing monitoring of the potential to cancel various activities. There will be, in addition, a early dismissal day tomorrow and Monday, as you undoubtedly already know. Now, what are the principles that should guide us while we and you are planning home instruction? You need to be reminded that learning can happen anywhere and that students are going to be experiencing heightened emotional concerns as a result of greater isolation, reduced opportunities for socialization, and fears for their own well being and the well being of their family, extended family, and friends. We will follow the district scope and sequence, but I'm sure there will be exceptions. When you feel there's an exception to the scope or sequence that is needed, please contact the appropriate supervisors so that we can ensure a consistent curriculum. We should do our best to maintain a semblance of normalcy. The students should interact with familiar teachers, utilize strategies that they would typically have in their own classroom, and use the same resources that they would use on any other school day to the extent possible. Our daily lesson planning will need to include opportunities for student interaction and collaboration, the provision of timely and relevant feedback both by the teacher and the fellow students through the most personal means possible, and we will begin providing daily instruction on universal precautions to avoid contagion. The administration, working together, has developed a model schedule. This is new to all of us, and I'm sure there will be the need for changes, and we are receptive to feedback that we receive. But at all our grade levels, we begin with what we are somewhat resembling a morning meeting, a wellness message from our school counselors that will help reduce anxiety, a hygiene message from our school nurses. These can take the form of a video, of calming exercises, the use of Calm. Go Noodle also has a great number of resources for school counselors as well. You can see we plan to use the structure very similar to the school day to provide 2 hours a day at the preschool through fourth grade level. We will modify the special schedule for the preschool through fourth grade students. As you can see here, this will provide special area teachers a daily focus on a different grade level for each of the 6-day cycle. In grades 5 and 6, Mr. DeMarco has developed the schedule you see in front of you. As you can see, daily blocks of 30 minutes each for ELA and math, with alternating days for the other subject areas. The schedule for grades 7-8 closely resembles the schedule that they experience every single day, 30-minute blocks with A or B days being consistent with the actual day of the week as printed in our school calendar, um, and following the teacher schedule for the classes that he or she is responsible for on A or B days. The tools that we will use. In grades 3 through 8, we already have a one-to-one and students have Chromebooks, and moving forward, we'll bring Chromebooks home every day in the event of an unanticipated school closure. Grades 3 and 4 will have cases as early as tomorrow. We're expecting delivery so that the Chromebooks will be safe as they are transported back and forth. iPads will be made available for K-2 students on an as-needed basis. If a parent or a teacher reports that a student doesn't have access to a device at their house at the K-2 level, we will make sure that they get a device. We'll continue to use the textbooks, consumables, and software applications that we're already using, but there will be the need for some additional digital resources given the nature of virtual learning. The district will help by providing access to how-to clinics to support your use of Google Classroom, Video and other screencasting software, Flipgrid and Seesaw, which are great platforms for receiving student responses, as well as live video conferencing through Google Meet or Zoom. All of these tools will be available at the website that you see at the bottom of this screen. Additional information regarding eVision math can be made available on an as-needed basis, although I feel teachers already are very familiar with these high-quality resources. At the K-2 level, we're keenly aware that students are not ready to use Google Classroom in many cases. Thus, we are recommending that teachers post information regarding assignments, um, and tasks to be completed on their School Wires District website. And we'll have additional information for you to assist you with that as well. Other avenues available to you, and if you need help, you can ask for, are the use of YouTube. And I also just wanted to remind you about video recording. Video recording can take place in very low-tech ways. You can videotape using a telephone. All you need is a friend to hold it as you do whatever it is that you are attempting to demonstrate or show students. They can assist with the use of the phone or a tablet. You also have access to a document camera. We will now look at the model instructional process and some additional tools that you may find useful. Instruction follows a somewhat predictable pattern, although there can be different structures for different types of lessons. But most commonly, we provide direct instruction by sharing new information to students. We then have them practice under our guidance. We check for understanding, and then we do a gradual release to independent practice or exploration. All this while, each day in our classrooms, we're seeking opportunities for student collaboration, providing differentiation and scaffolding for students with greater needs, and we provide personalized feedback to students. We'll now walk through each of these 4 steps and look at ways that this can be done virtually. Direct instruction, now commonly referred to as mini lessons, can be provided by taking teacher-created materials and making them available on Google Classroom. These can be slides, docs, links to informational websites. You can create your own video, or you can use videos that are accessible through Khan Academy, YouTube, etc. You can create your own screencast with a voiceover similar to what you're hearing today. And we also have publishers, digital and print resources, which are also a terrific resource for reading and learning and receiving direct instruction. Teacher websites, again, are going to be the key at the K2 level as a way of providing reading material, math problems, math directions, etc. Tools for guided practice. After you have provided the direct instruction, you provide students a prompt, then you guide their practice through a number of things. Number one, I'd strongly recommend that even before the lesson begins, a day or two before, use pre-assessments to gauge what individuals will need and what the level of students' prior knowledge is. You can begin a lesson, give an example, and then pause the video or the screencast, asking the students to work independently, and then have them hit play again to have the work reviewed by you so that they can follow along before being gradually released into independent work. While working independently, students may encounter difficulties with certain questions. You can actually anticipate which of those are going to be the most troublesome questions, and you can provide a very short video for those that are struggling with a particular concept. So maybe question number 3, the video number 3 can provide information focused in on the skills, understandings, or knowledge that you're looking for students to show evidence of in that question. Shoulder partners now become phone or text a friend partners. It's important that we continue interaction. Teacher office hours is another great way of providing a structure for students to be able to contact you. As time continues, in the event of a school closure, we can even look at creating a way of having a more extended period of time by sharing the load and working together with your colleagues. Learning activities, as you can see, take many of the same forms that they already do each day in your classroom. Methods for checking understanding may need to be modified. Of course, when written assignments are produced or projects are produced, we want to review to make sure that the students are demonstrating evidence of understanding. Some of these submissions are easily organized through Google Classroom with having students submit uh, docs or slides illustrating their knowledge. But we also need to be prepared that not all students may be able to use Google Classroom for a variety of reasons. So we should also be accepting scanned documents, photographs of documents, audio or video recordings from students. We should be looking to check for understanding through the use of quizzes and exit tickets, which can be done virtually very easily in Google Forms. Emails are an acceptable way of getting feedback from students. And if all else fails, students will still have the ability to drop off their work at at school. They will be asked to bag their work and fill out their name on a slip of paper and teacher name, and we can get those assignments to you after waiting for 48 hours, the standard period during which the virus uh, is no longer viable. In addition, great ways to check for understanding in a very personal manner would be FaceTime or a telephone call. We also have some equity issues that we need to be mindful of. Number one is many of our students depend daily on the breakfast and the lunch, and it is our intent to identify meal distribution sites based on where our economically disadvantaged students live. And currently, our best thinking is that we would essentially use a school bus as a food truck, parking the bus um, in vicinity to our free and reduced population and providing both breakfast and lunch in a bag form with our staff checking in who has received a lunch and who has not. We may need to provide home study kits. Again, we will be depending on you. If you find out that you have students who do not have the requisite materials to work at home, we will get them the materials and we will distribute them to them. We just need to be told. And of course, we already mentioned providing iPads. Another item is books to go. We won't be able to easily bring students into the building. So we do want to, however, provide ongoing reading opportunities. And for those households that have less access to reading materials or no access to the internet, we may need to ask teachers to bag some appropriate books and engaging topics books for students, um, particularly at the K to 4 level. Internet access is a challenge for us. We haven't resolved the issue completely, but we are looking at some possible ways that we could provide internet access to all students. Special education accommodations must be followed. As you know, these are required by law. In-class support teachers will continue their work in making accommodations and conducting check-ins with their students and their families to see if they are progressing academically and to make sure emotionally they are doing well. Special education teachers in self-contained rooms or resource replacement rooms will be responsible for providing instruction for all students in their assigned classes. And Dr. Hamblin and Ms. Burns will be providing additional information regarding other teachers, speech, for example, PT, OT, counselors, nurses, and child study team members in the coming days. We will be asking our student support, our teacher assistants, and our counselors to make wellness check-ins to ensure that the students are academically, socially, and emotionally doing well, and to find out if there's anything we can do to support them during this stressful time. These calls can always be made from school, but we may be asking, but if you prefer to use your own personal phone, we will also provide instruction on how to block caller ID. Student support teachers, in addition to supporting the instruction for students who struggle by communicating with them and adapting assignments that are being assigned by the classroom teacher, may also be called on to serve as substitute teachers. These teachers are experts in their field, they know the curriculum, and they know many of our students and would be able to most seamlessly provide instruction. There is discussion about the possible limited use of the media center resources, but not the media center, and access to the district's internet connection by coming to the building. However, these are not our preferred means, and there are no plans in place yet. But if we were to resort to this, it would be with all the necessary precautions to ensure the safety of students and staff. Social emotional learning, as already mentioned, is an important element to this plan. We are encouraging the use of Go Noodle, which has a variety of strategies and videos on how to reduce stress. We have also secured a free license for the Calm app. This is a difficult to scale project to get everyone's usernames and passwords. There is no automated way for us to do this. So at this time, if you feel that there's a particular student that would benefit from this, we will get them hooked up so that they can have access to strategies and exercises to reduce stress levels. Things we still haven't quite figured out yet are student attendance, how we will track it, what enhanced parent communication may be necessary. Will we be maintaining our current grading system? Will there be modifications to the grading system? Will we need to revise the schedule? We are also asking you, please do not bring in cleaners personally purchased into the school. If you're concerned about the cleanliness of your room, and possible exposure to contaminants or viruses, please ask your principal for guidance. We also wanted you to know that we are keenly aware that staff are worried about childcare issues for their own children. We are worried that in the event of school closures in school districts where you live, that it would impact your attendance if we did not close. And we are equally aware that in the event you needed to come to school, that childcare will become a significant issue. We encourage you to make contingency plans now. We're also looking at how we can continue to provide the special education services, related services of speech OT and PT. And one of the things being discussed is a possible extension of the summer extended school year program. One of the most often asked questions is, how will this decision be made? Well, the answer in a nutshell is the decision will be made by the superintendent. There are many levels of concern possible: infection within the state, infection within the county, infection within Flemington and Raritan municipality, infection of a person in a student's household or a student or a staff member, and then, of course, multiple infections. All of these must be weighed in consultation with health officials before any decision can be made. Once that decision is made, it needs to be reviewed by the executive county superintendent. But what we do know is if we follow the plan outlined today in this broadcast and submit it to the county superintendent, and we follow the procedures for consultation with health officials, that in the event of a school closure, the days missed will count as school days. I want to thank you very much for listening attentively. We have some real challenges ahead of us, but with every challenge comes an opportunity to A, learn, and B, demonstrate what a fine staff we are here at Flemington Raritan. I wish you and your families all terrific health. And in the coming days, I look forward to seeing you as we work together to resolve this issue. Thank you.